Sometimes as men, as fathers, as husbands, there are voices that pop up in our head. Voices of fear, voices of doubt, voices of embarrassment, shame, insecurity. And these voices will try to revisit our lives sporadically, for some of us more often than not, for some of us even daily. And they're trying to push us down. They're trying to tell us who we are not. They're trying to tell us that we should not have this, that we should not be that, that we cannot do that. But there's going to come a time when you have to rise above the voices. And you have to remember that God's grace is sufficient. You're going to have to remind yourself that you're still living. Your heart is still beating. Your life still has meaning and purpose. And yes, you may have made mistakes. Yes, you failed. Yes, you fell down. Yes, you're full of faults and flaws. But guess what? Grace says that you are still worthy. Grace says that there's still another chance. Grace said that you still have another opportunity. And I want you to be encouraged by those words. When those little voices, they start to come and say, hey, so-and-so, you aren't this, you aren't that, you can't, rise above it all. And remember, God's grace is more than sufficient. Learn how to be content with where you are. Learn how to use your past as lessons learned, but also have the strength and courage and fortitude to forge forward, to pursue, to persevere. Because if life is not over, then that means that there's still life left. So my message to you, to every man, father, husband listening, to every woman or wife or mother who's listening, what are you doing with the life that is still left for you to live? Because those little voices are going to try to pop up. We know that the enemy comes to steal, to kill, to destroy, to distract, to deter, to get you off course. But I've come to remind you that greater is he that is within you than he who is within this world. Greater is God's voice than the voices that are popping up in your mind, in your thoughts, trying to pull you back to a place where you no longer are. Stand strong in that voice. Stand strong in that power. Talk to you soon.